All right, friends, what kind of questions we come across on that homework? Yes,
6.
number 6. You got it. Number 6. We got m equals -4 and -3 comma 0. Right? So it's given the rules, write the equation in point slope form. Okay. And then if given 2 points, find the slope and then use the first point listed for your equation. Okay. So this one, they gave us a point and a slope. Yes? So I'm going to just call this x1, y1. And there's my point slope form. So I know the slope is -4, and that'll go there. And then x and y go into x1. So that's going to be -0 equals -4, x minus -3. And we can clean this up a little bit. Y minus 0 is just y, correct? I can leave it as y minus 0. It doesn't really matter. Being they wanted a point slope form, that'd be good. Keep the -4 like that, and then reduce your sign, so +3. So there you go.
Okay.
What else? Sophia, you had one? Yeah, 18. Well, that's the word problem one. Okay. All right. Number 18 says you are earning money babysitting and decide to set up a savings account that you will deposit money into at the same rate each month. After 3 months, you have $200. After 7 months, you have $300. Okay. So after 3 months, you have $200. And then after 7 months, you have $300. Are you okay with how I got those points? Make sense? Write a linear equation in function form that represents the money a at t that you would have. Okay, so we're going to go back to do that in a sec. So let's do this first. Let's find the slope. And the slope is going to be 300 minus 200. So those subtracting, and then 7 minus 3. So it looks like I get 100 over 4, which is going to come out to reduce to be 25. Is that okay so far? So that just means that each month you put $25 more into your savings account. Is that an unbelievable one? No, but for sake of problems, we can do it. So let's pick one of these points. Doesn't matter which one. So I'll pick this one. And I'll call this x1 and y1. So I'm going to go y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So y minus 200 equals 25, x minus 3. And they want this in functional form, so I need to solve for get y by itself, and we'll change it then. So I get y minus 200 equals 25x minus 75. Is that okay so far? And then I want y by itself, so I'll add 200 to both sides. So y equals 25x plus 125. All right, and then they're saying this is a at x equals 25x plus 125. So it's the exact same thing. I'm just replacing y with a at x. Cool? All right, so we got that. What is the y-intercept? So what is the y-intercept of this equation? What is it?
125.
Yeah, so my y-intercept is at 0, 125. That's my y-intercept. So what does that mean in the context of the problem?
Her bank account started at 100.
Yeah. So, like maybe someone put 100, gave you a check on her birthday for $125. So you started that, and then you're just sitting there not really doing anything, and then you started to add money to it. So this is the starting point of your bank account. Okay, so you started out with $125. Okay. Excuse me. What does the slope want to represent? Well, the slope is equal to 25. So you add $25 each month to bank account. Okay, you gain $25 more each time. Okay, we did that. And then how much will you have after a year? So a year is how many months?
12.
12 months. So 1 year equals 12 months. All right. So I'm going to go back to my equation we just made. And I'm going to plug 12 in right here. It actually goes in there too. So I can go a at 12 rather than a at x is equal to 25 times 12 plus 125. 25 times 12, anyone know? Anyone got a calculator out? $300?
Thank you.
300 added to 125 is 425. So that's 300 plus 125. So you have, after a year, you have $425 in your bank account. Is that a lot? I don't know. You got to start someplace, right? You're going to save money. Huh. Financial literacy there. What good's $425? I don't know. Better than nothing. But the price of how Starbucks is charging you on coffee these days, it might be the price of a Starbucks coffee.
What are you running from? The gas prices.
Other questions from the homework? Yeah.
5.
Number 5. Oh, okay. So they want us to find the point slope of this. So I'm just going to list the 2 points they gave us. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So we want to write the point slope form. First thing I want to do is I want to find the slope. So here's your slope equation. So 0 minus 2 and 5 minus 3. Is that okay? So that's going to give me negative 2 over 8, which I think is going to reduce to 1 over 4. That's my slope. Good enough? Then I'll pick one of my points. Doesn't really matter which one. Let's see, number 5 says use equation. Use either point for your equation. Okay, so I'll pick this as my point. I'm going to call that x1 and y1. Doesn't matter if I pick the other one or not.
It doesn't
Okay?
matter.
Does not matter.
Okay.
So I'm going to get y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So we're going to plug into this equation. Now here, why does it not matter which one I plug in? I'm going to show you. So there's that equation. But if you use the other one, and I call this x1, y1, so I'm going to get y minus 2 equals negative 1/4 x plus 3. You're like, but Mr. Sherp, those don't look anything alike. Agree? The green and purple are different colors. If I distribute the 1/4 over on this green one, that's 5 over 4. Okay? That's what y equals on the top one. If I do the same on the purple one, if I distribute the 1/4 over, and then I add 2 to both sides, well, 2 is the same thing as 8 over 4. It's going to be positive 5 over 4, which those are the same. But this was the answer they were looking for, this one or this one. Because you can leave it in point slope. It's your choice which way you want it.
So we don't have to solve like the whole entire.
If it asks for point slope, just do the 2 that I circled. Okay? Yeah.
Okay, so for points of the y minus y1, if it's that, then in the red, then why did you do y2 minus y1?
Let's say that one more time, so sorry.
Because the question asks for point slope form, the y minus y1 and and then x minus x1.
Uh-huh.
So then in the red, why did you do y2 that? Yeah.
No, I could add 2. I just went backwards. So if you have 2 points given, you're subtracting the y's and subtracting the x's. That's really the long and short of it. There's no other way to go about it. Okay. So if I went 0 minus 2, 5 minus 3, it's going to give you the same answer as 2 minus 0 is negative 3 minus 5. Same exact answer. Your slope comes out the same. By definition, there is exactly one line that goes through 2 points. There's no other line. There's just one linear equation, which we found. Even though the point slope gives us 2 different answers, if you solve it for y, you find that you get the exact same thing, which is kind of a nasty looking answer. What else from the homework? Yeah. 13. Okay.
Of course it's
Okay. The thing to recognize on 13 is this is going to give me this as a point. This will give me this as a point. Is that okay? So that's the first part you have to recognize. Then you have to realize, hey, can I find the slope of these? So I'm going to go 4 minus 3 to get 1, 3 minus 1 to get 2. So I have a slope of 1/2. Okay, yes, I could have went this way, and it would have been negative or negative, which is positive. Then find the point slope form. So depending upon which point you use, so you can have y minus 3 equals 1/2 x minus 1. That's one answer. Or if you use the other set of points, x minus 3. Those are both the correct answer. Okay, yes, they look very different, but if I solve the two of them, I get the same y equals. So that's your choice which one you want. Perfect red. You have the brass shirt on.
Yeah, is it me? It's me. No,
Not you.
it's not.
That's me. Okay, cool. Gotcha.
Oh, is it you?
Who gets? No.
Oh, man.
What, you called it?
Yeah, I called it.
You called it?
She called it.
I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it.
She called. I heard it. I was
You
with
heard
it. Yeah, yeah. All right. Any other questions from the homework? Going once. Going twice. Okay. Would you please turn in page 99? Make sure your name is on it. Page 99. Make sure your name's on it.
I see touching.
I'm not even doing anything. You're doing Bro, Jacob, give me a Kit Kat, bro.
No. I already took my drink.
Pete, Lexi offered that to me. You didn't offer this to me. You didn't give it to me. Oh, you want it back?
No.
Exactly.
Not for you.
Can I have some? Fine, then I guess I won't do that anymore.
Alright.
Thanks, Dad. You're gonna get shot. You're gonna die.
Honestly, I don't hear drinks.
Homework. You sure did. I know the name's not sure.
Of course you have bad. You
Homework.
don't have your glasses on.
I do have my glasses on.
No, you don't.
I have contacts on.
Well, there you go. They're the close glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put your glasses back on.
Alright. So let's see. This is 5th period. So coming back out to y'all is old homework, so grab yours, pass on the
Having
remaining
glasses.
amount from the pile.
Yeah, but you're wearing contact lenses. So.
Yeah. I
And we got some notes.
Oh my God! Why would you do
Christian, no
that?
one's sitting behind you today, so
That is not okay.
please.
Who's supposed to sit behind Christian?
It's the new girl.
I felt like
No one knows your name. Just the
I just thought it was funny. I'm like,
Elizabeth, you're not on.
I chewed gum
No, stop
so
doing
hard
that. I
yesterday.
hate
Jacob,
Well, there's
I chewed gum so hard yesterday that it turned out really mushy.
Beth or Crazy Girl? You choose.
Elizabeth, why don't you like Beth?
Because I hate
Like the
it.
greatest Kiss song in the world.
Well, you gotta be
But
Beth.
it just reminds me of like a
Grandma. Yeah, it's an old
You gotta be
grandma.
Beth.
Oh,
Okay,
she's
so
Grandma Beth.
That's Grandma Betty.
Beth evolved to Bethany now. So people are like, hey Bethany. I'm like, that's not my name.
Beth.
Can I just call you George?
Yeah, call me George. I
George.
prefer
There can't be
that.
two Elizabeths. You have to be Beth.
I'm
Alright.
Compromise.
Okay, my mother. Okay, my mother.
Or you can be Elizabeth.
No,
No, there's two nicknames.
Physically on my ass.
Where do you go?
Alright.
You broke my leg. You broke my thigh. She did everything. I can't even use the
Alright.
leg anymore.
Oh wait, no. she was-
So let's talk about these. Parallel versus perpendicular. So parallel lines, they don't cross. They always give you the thing going, it's like railroad tracks, they don't cross. But then you ride the light rail and you realize you get to some junction and there's like 3 railroad tracks that yield into one, so obviously they cross some point. And the perpendicular lines are lines that intersect each other, but they intersect each other forming 90-degree angles. And so the slopes of both are what we're going to be focusing on today. Okay? So how do you recognize lines are parallel? Don't cross. Right? Simple enough. Perpendicular. Cross at 90 degrees. Seems pretty straightforward, I think. Is that all right? Any struggles with that? Can I move forward?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to graph this one first. So what's my y-intercept of that first one I just circled?
5.
5, good. So I'm going to go up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put a dot. And my slope is -2. So from that dot, what am I doing? Going down 2 and?
Other one.
Right 1.
Yes.
Everyone feel comfortable with that? And of course, if I drew straight enough, it would be better. Let's do this a little. Change that. Same. Oh, wait. Let me try to shift that. You okay with that? Let's pick a different color. I don't know, a little red on this one. Do I have to solve that one for y, or is there a way that we learned how to graph that was kind of simple? Cover method works really well. So 2 times y equals -12. So what does y equal to? -6. Y is -6. Cool. And then 4 times x equals -12, so x equals -3. What do you think? They look parallel? It might look like they might cross eventually. Not really good at art, but I don't know.
I think it's just on your screen.
It's just my screen, kind of linear. I mean, hey, could something cross way up here off of our grid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, so I don't know. I think these might be okay. So how we could try and figure this out is I could say, can I go down 2, right 1? Cool. What if I went down 2, right 1, down 2, right 1, down 2, right 8? They match up. They have the same exact slope. So let me count that one more time. Okay, so you already knew that this one was down 2, right 1. If I go down 2, right 1, down 2, right 1, and down 2, right 1, look where I wind up. So my slope for both of these is -2. So my slope is the exact same. My slope's the exact same. That means that the lines won't cross each other. They are parallel. Good. -2, because there's down 2 right, 1 down 2 right. That's okay, right? Can I move forward?
I don't know. Can you?
Oh.
Elizabeth?
You trying to do that?
Yes, call her Liz. Liz.
Alright. 2 lines in the same plane. So 2 lines that are drawn on the same grid that never intersect are parallel lines. Non-vertical lines are parallel if and only if they have the same slope. And then all vertical lines are parallel. So x equals 3 and x equals 7, both vertical, both parallel. Is that okay? You had that on your slide, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Making sure.
Supposed to be a little sassy. I might add.
What? I just asked.
She goes, yeah.
No, I went like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. All right. Let's take a look at this. If I wanted to, could I count down 1 and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Does that make sense? Down 1, so -1/5 is the blue. Does that make sense? I just found the slope. I went down 1 and then counted over. And let's do the same thing with the red. I'm going to go down 1 and count over 1, 2, 3, 4. So this one is -1/4. So are the blue and the red parallel?
No.
No. Why not? They don't have the same.
Slow.
Let's go. But then let's take a look at the green.
Shut up. Okay.
Take a look at the green. I'm going to go down 1 and over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So which have the same slope? What colors?
Green and blue.
Green and blue. Green and blue are parallel to each other. Red is not parallel to either. Even though it seems like it's pretty close, it's got a different slope. So if it has a different slope, it would eventually at some point, someplace way off in Never Never Land, intersect both the green and the blue. It wouldn't cross the green and the blue at the same point. Just different. What did I do?
He missed that shot. I'm like,
Jacob?
you know what?
Is everyone okay with how I just found the slope on that? I just did the rise and the run. I went down, right, down, right, down, right. That's all I did. Okay, I didn't go find my slope equation. I just saw I could count to it. Is anyone not feeling comfortable with that? Can I move on?
Yes.
All right. Ooh, okay. Write an equation of a line that passes through the point 5, -4, and is parallel to y equals 2x plus 3. Okay. This equation here has what for a slope? 2? 3 is the y-intercept. So what do you know about parallel slopes? Are they always the same?
Yeah.
Always the same? Okay. They never touch. So I'm going to use this point, and I'm going to use my point slope. The nice thing about point slope is it's done when you're done with it. So call that x1, y1. So I'm going to get y minus -4. What's y minus -4?
Plus 4.
Y plus 4. Good. I know that they're parallel, so I'm going to use the slope of 2, and then x minus 5. So this linear equation here is parallel to y equals 2x plus 3, so they won't intersect each other. And then y plus 4 equals 2, x minus 5 also contains the point 5, -4. Did I solve that last one for y? I said, give me the equation. What equation? Well, I used point slope because I was done. Why would you go beyond point slope if it didn't ask for it? Let me just ask that. I want you to think about that a little bit. Yeah.
Maybe to check answer?
You could check your answer. But if, let's say I said this was your answer here, but someone said, oh, no, dude, I got to take it further. I got to do here. Let's say they get to, or that should be a -10. And then subtract 4. So, problem was done here. Agreed?
That's good, you can't say.
Problem was done right there. Agreed? This is extra work. What happens with extra work sometimes?
Extra credit.
It happens if sometimes with extra work. I just kind of did it right there with that blob of supposed to be a negative 10.
You get a
Good.
star.
Could you might make an error?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how I would grade a test or quiz is I would look to find your bottom equation. And let's say I saw y equals 2x minus 14. Well, let's say you put y equals 2x plus 14. I'm just saying you had an error. I'm going to dock a point. Okay? But 2 steps above it, you had the exact appropriate answer. So because you thought, oh, I should do extra work, you actually lost points because you did your arithmetic wrong. So if it says, hey, find the equation, get to the simplest equation you can. Don't go beyond that. There's no reason to. If it says, hey, put it in slope-intercept form, then yes, solve it with y equals mx plus b. But if it doesn't, don't worry about it.
Simple answer, Mr. Surf is trying to teach us is be lazy in life.
Be lazy, and you get through it. All right. So it says line A passes through negative 5, 3, and negative 6, 1. Line B passes through 3, negative 2, and 2, negative 7. Are the lines parallel? Well, let's find the slope of this first. We'll do this one in green. So negative 1 minus 3, negative 6 plus 5. So that gives me negative 4 over negative 1, which is just 4. Agree? So the green has 4 for an answer. Let's do the same thing with this. Negative 7 minus negative 2. 2 minus 3. M equals negative 5 over negative 1. So I get 5. Are these parallel?
No.
They're different slopes. So they are not parallel to each other. Slopes different, not parallel. Write the equation of the line that passes through negative 4 and 2 and is parallel to this point. Okay, again, there's our big word, equation. Okay, what's my slope of this line? 1/4. And this is just write the equation. Okay, well that's x1, y1. My point slope form looks like this. So y minus 2 equals 1/4 x plus 4. Why is it plus 4? Minus minus. Problem's done there. Ooh, I should solve it for y. Why? Didn't ask it, asked for the equation.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4.
What did you?
4 and 1. It's 1, 2, 3. Okay. Not you.
What do you think?
I'm sorry.
It is 1, 2, 3, 4. Yay. So again, so someone said something before, said, oh, Mr. Short, be lazy and you get through it. Well, no.
Don't read lips, just huh?
Sometimes you have to think about what did the problem actually ask for and did you go far enough to answer the question? The answer is yes. What's the biggest problem with people when they take the ACT or the SAT, which are pretty good tests? They spend more time trying to answer what the question doesn't ask because they're like, oh, I think I should do it this way. No, read the directions there, rock star, and go through it. Can I move on?
Yeah.
Okay. Graph these 2 lines. Okay, so let's do this one in blue. Oops, I covered up stuff I can't see. Okay, what's my y-intercept?
5.
5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to go up 1, right 2. And then let's use my straight tool. Make it blue. Make it nice and long, and then we'll bring it back. Is that okay? Seem good? All right, second equation does indeed look like, hey, we can still do our cover method. So what's y equal to?
6.
Negative 6.
Negative 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I like it. And then my y value is?
3.
Negative 3?
Yes. Scholar in the class.
All right.
Shut
Yeah, red.
Shut up.
Does anyone feel comfortable saying these are parallel to each other?
No, dude, they're gonna intersect.
Okay, so they're not parallel. Do they look like they might be intersecting at 90 degrees? Maybe close. I don't know.
No.
But they do intersect, right?
Yeah.
It might be pretty close, but I'm not sure. So sometimes our graphing might not be perfect, so there might be a better way that we can look at these. And it says this, what do you notice about these two lines? They cross, they do seem to cross at about 90 degrees, but I don't know if it's exact or not at this point. Okay, and again, I tried the best I can with the tools I have available, but sometimes I'm dumb.
How would you know if you're crossing?
Well, you will find out. Thanks for asking. So it says perpendicular lines and slopes. Two lines in the same plane, so two lines you graphed on the same piece of paper, intersect to form right angles or perpendicular lines. Non-vertical lines are perpendicular if and only if their slopes are negative reciprocals. That's a new word. And then vertical lines are perpendicular to horizontal lines. So let's talk about negative reciprocals. If I have, let's say I have A over B as a slope, where A and B represent anything. For perpendicular, we're going to use an upside down T. So the perpendicular slope, I'm going to change the sign, and I'm going to flip the fraction over. So if you had A over B for one slope, and you had negative B over A for another slope, then the lines are perpendicular to each other. How do you flip a number over? Like, let's say you knew the slope to be 7. How do you flip 7 over? Yeah.
It's 1 over 7.
Yeah, and if it's perpendicular, it'd be negative 1 over 7, right? Cool. Yeah, so you can flip a number over just by putting it over 1, flipping the whole thing over. Can I move forward?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have these lines. So I have a slope here of 4. Everyone okay with that one? The second equation, I can't really see my slope, so what should I do to figure out my slope? Get what alone? X, Y, Y, okay? So first step, I'm going to subtract x from both sides. Is that okay? Second step, I'm going to divide everything by 4. What is the slope of this one? What's the slope?
Negative 104.
Negative 104.
Ah, scholar.
Hey, is 4 and negative 1 over 4, are they flip overs, opposite signs? Flip over reciprocals, negative reciprocals. Yes or no? If I flip 4 over, do I get 1/4? Do we have opposite signs? One positive, one negative. So are these two lines perpendicular? Is this perpendicular to this? You just told me they're negative reciprocals. 4, negative 1 over 4, those are negative reciprocals. Negative reciprocals are always perpendicular. So those are perpendicular. These two lines are indeed perpendicular to each other, so I'll use that upside down T. And then this one, I need to get y by itself. Is that okay first? And then divide everything by negative 8. Those cancel, so y equals, I'm going to reduce that to negative 1 over 4 x minus 2. I have a slope here of negative 1/4. So what can you tell me between the green and the blue? Are they the same slopes or are they different?
They're the same.
They're the same. So they, what are the green and blue? Are they parallel or perpendicular?
Parallel.
Parallel. So these are parallel. This and this are opposite signed, flipped over. So those happen to be perpendicular. So the red and the blue are perpendicular. The green and the blue, or the green and the red are perpendicular because they're negative reciprocals. And then the blue and the green are parallel because they're the exact same slope. How far am I in?
You have a lot. You have 2 more pages left.
Okay. I think we're okay. Everyone feel comfortable?
Yes.
All right. Write the equation of a line that passes through negative 3, 1 and is perpendicular. So what is the slope of this line? What's the slope right there of that?
1/2.
1/2. So what is the perpendicular slope of 1/2?
Negative.
negative,
2.5.
negative,
Negative 2.
-2. So flip over 1 over 2, which becomes 2 over 1, which is 2, and change the sign. Okay, so you're going to use the perpendicular slope in this. That's x1, y1. And it just asks for the equation, right? So y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So I'm going to get y minus 1 equals negative 2, x minus 3. What's x minus 3? X plus 3. Here's my equation that contains the point negative 3, 1. And here's the equation that's also perpendicular to the original equation. How do we know? We flipped over the slope and we changed the sign. Almost there. Can I go? Ready?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Did you need that? I'm sorry. All right, write the equation line that passes through negative 3, 5 and is perpendicular to this linear equation. So what's the slope here? The slope is negative 3. So what does my perpendicular slope have to be? How do I flip 3 over?
Just 3.
1 over 3 and change the sign so it's positive 1 over 3. 1 positive, 1 negative. Are they flip overs of each other? Yup and yup. Okay? And again, that's for the equation. So that's x1, y1. So we're using our point slope. Okay, so I'm going to get y minus 5 equals 1/3 x minus 3, so x plus 3. So this equation here contains the point negative 3, 5 and is perpendicular to the given equation. It means it crosses at 90 degrees. Last slide.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. The position, oh, this is real life because we got water here and helicopters. Okay, the position of the helicopter search rescue is shown in the graph. The shortest flight path to the shoreline is one that is perpendicular to shoreline. Write an equation that represents this path. Huh? Okay. So this is our one that we're going to do the equation off of. Maybe I should make that red. So let's figure out the slope of this first. Looks like I can go down 1, 2, 3. So down 3, left. So that's this as a slope. Then I'm going to use the point 14, 4. Oh, this is a dumb question. All right, so then y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So y minus 4 equals 3 over 2, x minus 14. I don't know what this really showed us. But I feel better about myself now that I know that we have an action-adventure helicopter flying to the shoreline type of problem. Cool. How are we feeling today? All right, so this week, so we have a quiz on Wednesday, okay? We have a review for it tomorrow. So your assignment for tonight is going to be page 101, 102. So that's tonight's assignment. We'll go over that in class tomorrow, and then we'll work on the review for the quiz. And then we'll have a quiz on Wednesday. Seem okay?
Yeah.
You like on this?
Yeah. Yeah, you do?
This could be some of it, yes. We have equations of lines that we did work last week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday last week.
Do we have a quiz this week?
Jacob.
I think on Monday we did. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of last week.
What's the homework?
101, 102.
Inappropriately